Welcome to Mom Brain, where we cover topics such as stages of ages, parenting through grief, letting adult kids be adult, pregnancy, stress management, maintaining yourself, sex life after kids, and more. What you're saying is holds so much weight for a lot of women because a lot of specifically first-time mothers, sometimes even not first-time mothers, because I know a mother in particular. She's a mom of six. And it wasn't until really probably her last one, which was twins, so her fifth birth, that she realized, "Oh, I need to do something for me." So she goes to like an exercise class kind of thing. But it is, I mean, but I think especially for first time mothers, because like you said, you want to be prepared and you're like, okay, this is going to go this way, and oh, it's motherhood and a baby and everything's going to be wonderful. And there's postpartum, there's trauma from your
Yes.
own childhood experiences that, eh, it's almost never a flawless experience, and a lot of people kind of hold that against themselves because they're not meeting the expectations they had, and it makes them feel like they're failing.
Basically, like during my whole pregnancy, I was very fit, and I think I didn't have any expectations about my body or how I will look. I didn't want to get into this pressure because that's is kind of related with eating disorder I had.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
I knew I couldn't get, and that's very important for all the moms. I think it's very important just to stay um balanced and happy, and think just stay as healthy and active as you can,
Yes.
and just leave the pregnancy rules as it is. Because some women, they think like, oh, I gained so much weight, I need to lose it. No, pregnancy is pregnancy. This is not a time to lose weight, or like to do difficult workout, intensive workouts, or just there is no rules. I was very fit and active, and I still gained 20 kg. So it's
Right.
not like and I knew I couldn't go focus on my weight, because all my eating disorder, like my mental problems will come back. So I knew I couldn't follow this way. I knew like I
Right.
would do everything my best just to be active, just to be healthy, mentally ready. So I was doing meditation, I was listening to podcasts, just to be, physically and mentally good. So when my daughter was born, um, again, I left all this activity on the side. So I wanted just, and again, I knew if I start working out, I will put it as my priority, and I didn't want that. So I
Yeah.
wanted just to, like get this time for me, for the family, for my daughter, just, just take it easy. And I was breastfeeding for a very long time. So I think that was another thing, that was another aspect which was um, was like I didn't make space for myself.
Mhm.
I loved it, and I would do it again, but I think I would just leave the space just for me by giving a milk and bottle, and just leaving a child with somebody else, just for me to have this space. Because
Yeah.
for 2 years I was absolutely like 24/7 with my daughter, because I thought like,
Mhm.
what's the point of um, waking up my partner for like at night,
Yeah.
and for what? Just for sake of waking him up, and just like so he can pass me the baby. So I
Right. Right. Yeah.
everything I put it on me. And then I realized I had like a I had like emotional crush. And I think that was like when my daughter was 1.5 year
Mhm.
old. I realized something was wrong with me. I started like I was active, I was healthy, I was doing like well with my work and everything, but I realized something was not right because I just couldn't stand being around her.
Yeah.
I was mentally like, oh, just leave me alone, just leave me alone. Even if I hear like someone was calling my name, I was just please stop, just stay away. And I couldn't understand what's happening, what's actually happening. And then I started reading about like personalities, and I realized I'm actually introvert, and I love to have time with me, and I love my like I love space. And I was
Right.
like,
Yeah.
okay, actually everything is all right with me. I'm not mad. And I started thinking like how we can actually help me. So I think like realizing like my like name like by naming my emotions and how I feel, and reading and this knowledge was very helpful because I could say I could react in a proper way.
Right.
So I talked to my fiance and said like, listen, I think I just need the space somehow. Let's do like a one day where I can rest, where I can just do whatever, even if that's gonna be watching Netflix and just being in bed and doing nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was actually that was it. So I realized I had more energy to cook. I had more energy to taking care of myself. I had more energy for everything. I was mentally better, and that was very helpful.
Yeah.
So that's why when as I said, like when I work now with the moms, I think exercise is a time as a part of um, lifestyle. It should be. Doesn't matter if it's like going to the gym or going for a
Right.
walk or going
Yes.
swimming, or it doesn't need to be like very intensive workout. It can be just a jog, or like listen to the music and just going for to forest, like any kind of activity,
Yeah.
and where the mom can just like rest and just like get back to normal.
Decompress. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I will always say it, and I will always advocate mom, and I will always say by them sides their sides, and I will say like you have to be a little bit selfish. Your child will be fine, and
Yes.
even if there was a time when I didn't have a childcare and I didn't have no one to leave my daughter, I was still was taking her, but I was like, okay, you watch something, and then I knew like, okay, I know she shouldn't watch telly for too long, but that was me time. So like, you
Yeah.
do your thing, and I will do
Yeah.
my thing, and then that was very helpful as well. So yeah, that was an idea. That was the reverse thing where I started when I started feeling better.
You know, and I think too, it teaches them that, hey, it's okay to take time for yourself. When like we don't really let my 8-year-old have a ton of TV time. But there's some days, like if I have a lot to do, I might just let him hang out in my room and watch my TV for a little bit. So he's 8, he's almost 9. He just now has his own room. And there's times where I've had to tell him, like, hey, go hang out in your room. Like, it's okay because he's used to always being around somebody or with somebody. And now he's like he's home not feeling well today. Can I go, hang out in your room while you're recording and watch a little bit of your TV? Cool. It's okay to have a little bit of your space and be okay with that. And as parents, uh my husband has told me before, like, I play Sims, but I very rarely play it just because I'm busy. So there's been times where he's been like, like just the other day, he was, heading out to work. He's like, "What do you have going on today?" And I was like, "Actually, I don't think I have anything for today. I mean, I've been slammed lately." He said, "Spend the day playing Sims, and I don't want you to do anything else. Like, don't do anything." It's good to take time for yourself, whether you're like, I'm very social, I'm an extrovert, I love being around people, but there's still times where I'm overwhelmed, and it's better for me to take some time to myself than just be aggravated because I'm overwhelmed, but I'm still going. I think for new moms, for experienced moms, it's really important to know that taking time for yourself is not selfish. It's okay. You need to, because if your life becomes just all about everything else, then who are you, kind of? You know what I mean? You kind of lose yourself a little bit. Um I love your vulnerability and your honesty. Um so with my fourth child, I I was a little we weren't planning to have another child, me and my ex-husband. uh we weren't getting along very well, obviously well enough, but we I got pregnant, and it was kind of like we were heading toward divorce, and okay, well, maybe this can kind of bring us back together, kind of thing. And I had a little bit of postpartum after she was born. Um, and I had to kind of acknowledge myself that, well, I'm not kind of depressed because I don't like this baby, but I'm kind of depressed because now I just kind of feel stuck and I don't know what to do. And my husband at the time had her a lot. I mean, he would be with her a lot. The kind of 6 weeks I was out from work and things like that, he mostly had her if I wasn't feeding her. And she and I are like, I mean, super close now. It doesn't Going through that experience doesn't take away from you as a person or even as a mother, just like with any aspects of depression, as long as you're getting help and you are not kind of stagnant in that depression, it's okay. Give yourself a break. You're still a human with emotions even after you become a mother. And I think it's really important to acknowledge that you still have to take time for yourself. Um, Exercise. I go to the gym sometimes. Sometimes I go to the gym. Sometimes I do wall Pilates at home. Sometimes I eat great. Sometimes I eat pizza rolls with hot sauce and ranch. Like, it's I'm a work in progress. But I think it's really important for women to know that it's okay to not be okay as long as you're not stagnant and you get help and you work to make progress.
When I had my daughter, like, of course, like I was reading about, like every stage of motherhood, but of course, like at some
Ooh.
things you can't just like, like no one will tell you some things.
Yes, yes.
Um, but I realized a few in a few situations that, and I couldn't talk, and I couldn't read anywhere, which was like it was very difficult and hard for me during like combining, my business, being a mom, which I love, but it was very difficult for me to realize what was actually happening to me because I'm very like an introvert.
Okay.
And at some point, I was very close with my daughter. She's 4 now, but at some point, I had
Oh.
to like, I was like at the stage where I sort my work, I sort everything, and I was like, I had a happy family. We were all, happy and healthy and happy, and I was like, I just need escape. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me, what's going on with me, and then I realized because I'm an introvert, I was like, I love to spend time with just me. And I
Mhm.
didn't know what's happening. Sorry, what's happening? And then I had to tell my partner, okay, just let's just you just take care of my of a daughter and just, you know, go somewhere. I just need space. And
Hmm.
then I realized like everything gone back to normal. Like I'm actually fine.
Yeah.
So since I'm working with the moms, because as a personal trainer, I have a lot of moms as well.
Oh, I bet.
I always, I'm gonna always stay on the mom side and on the parent side.
Okay.
So I will always say, like, no matter what, you are the most important. You are the one who will need to be mentally, physically happy, even if
Yes.
you will have to be a bit selfish. You are like on the top level, because if you are not well, the whole family will be not well.
Yeah.
So that's very important. And I think like you will not read anywhere, because it's very like it's very I don't know how to say, it's very like people all the mom will think like if you're not feeling well as a mom, you're a bad mom, or other moms will judge you, and you can't say it loud, I'm not well, but
Hmm.
it's not this, like, so I that was the one thing I realized, and I will always say to my clients, like, you are the most important thing, even like if you will have to like leave your child with your friend, or just for 1 hour 2 hours, just go to the spa, rest, even for a walk, like listen to the music, doesn't matter, read a book, whatever is just making you feel happy, just rest,
Yeah.
get a space, get a this distance, and then like as long as you're fine, then everybody else around you will be fine.
You
So
know, yeah, I know that.
and I think nowadays it's very difficult just to just as you're saying, to realize that not being and not feeling okay is still okay, because
Yes.
since my daughter went to reception, I see how parents are in a rush, like
Mm.
signing kids for different, you know, classes, work, business, like, and at some point I was like, wait, hold on, like, but where is actually time for me? Like, um, when I was born, I'm 38 now,
Me too.
and oh, there you go. So, like, when I was young, like, I can't remember when I was 4, but I remember when I was 6 and 7. So that was a time still for playing, for, you know,
Yeah.
being dirty, running around the trees, or just, you know, like being all day outside. And now it's just rush. Going for phonics, going for dance class, going for something, gymnastic, and and I've realized now at school there is so much learn, so much reading. Every week my daughter gets 2 books to read. So much word, writing, listening, phonics, and I was like, she's just 4. She
Yeah.
is just
Yeah.
4. Like, when it all happens, like 4 years old needs to write name and the surname, and you know, and
Wow.
now she has an assessment, she needs to pass 20 words, she needs to be able to read 20 words. So I'm like, okay, and the first 2 weeks, I need to say, the first 2 weeks I felt pressure, and I felt like, okay, we're gonna make it easy, we're gonna make it as a fun, so I stick the whole house with, you know, like with words, with
Oh yeah, I
alphabets,
did
like
that too with my, yep. Yep.
so I was like, I'm not gonna ask her to sit, and we're not gonna learn, because she's not gonna do it. She's
Yeah.
just 4. She's still distracted. So many things is around. So I was like, okay, it was too stressful for both of us.
Hmm.
And when I talk to other parents, and I hear that, oh, we actually go for dance class, we actually go for this and for that. I was like, but when it's time for you, like, you know, for playing at home, for I don't know, just having fun, or just for you as a mom to like to rest.
Yeah.
It's like, no,
Yeah.
no, there is no time, no time. Only like when the kids are in bed. I was like, okay,
But I want to go to bed
like,
at that time.
yeah, yes, right. So I promised myself, no, 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 I will not do that. And like I think it's just gonna be unfair to her, like doing too much and stressing her out. And it's just the first weeks when there was still warm outside, we were actually going every single day playground and coming home at 5, 6 p.m. And
Mhm.
when other parents kept asking me like, oh, did you read this book? Did you actually did that? How many times did you play the links for the phonics? And I was like, I haven't done it, not even once. And it was silence. Like, how come? It was like, because it was nice weather. Like, I think we were gonna still have time to catch up. Like, um, I want her to be outside and on the fresh air, not at
Yeah.
home being. And I think like what my point is, like there is so much pressure for parents from school, from other parents, from all the environments, and just there is no time for us as the parents, because we want to catch up, we want to like do everything like others, we want to just work, we want to like and um and sometimes when we realize it's too late, because we are out of control, we feel depressed, we feel anxious, we feel like we don't know how to, everything is overwhelming, we don't know how to cope with that.
Yeah.
So the environment, and nowadays how people like rush everywhere, is difficult, it's difficult to catch up. That's why I promised myself that no matter what, I need to exercise. Not exercise. Even if I will feel tired, I'm gonna use this time for just rest. But at least like 3, 4 times a week, 1 hour, which is 4 hours a week, is gonna be for me. So I think it's just in like in a whole week is nothing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this time it's giving me like kind of satisfaction that I did something for myself. And when I exercise, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling more energized. I feel like I'm happier. So that's my goal, and I promise myself, no matter what, even if that's going to be a busy day and I will have to do it in the evening, I will do it.
Yeah. Yeah. If you can give me one quick pointer for pregnancy, if we have expectations of our bodies and how our bodies should stay fit, we shouldn't gain weight and things like that. One pointer for kind of maybe managing your expectations during pregnancy in relation to your body and your health.
I think avoiding any kind of social media, reading. First thing
Mm,
what I did when I got pregnant, I scroll honestly my whole Instagram, and I delete all the uh, super fit moms where I
mhm,
knew
mhm.
already something is not right.
Yeah.
So when I realized something was making me a bit anxious, or where I felt like, oh, actually, I start comparing myself to that person,
Yeah.
I deleted. I delete everything, all the accounts, and that was very helpful, because I think woman's body is amazing. Like how we are created, actually, that we can
Yes.
create a human, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
how it's actually possible.
Yeah.
So let our body to work, in a peace, to be like, mentally good and physically good, and just let it be. So my point of view during my pregnancy was, um, I didn't want to treat, some of the women, I think they treat body like during pregnancy, like they let themselves to like go with the flow. So suddenly they stop keeping a diet, because they know they're gonna gain weight, and they know like
Yeah.
they might have a craving. So they go with the flow and they start eating before they get actually kind of cravings. So which is not true.
Yeah.
And I think like, which is with, if you are healthy, like it's not always 100% true that pregnant woman will get cravings,
Yeah.
because for me and for, I can say 60% of a girls, of women, we didn't have cravings at all. So I think it's just mentally, like we feel like, oh, like I need sugar, I need chocolate, oh, maybe a little bit of this, a little bit
Yeah.
and then when you start
Yeah.
eating, one craving will create another craving. And when you start, it's very
Mhm.
difficult to stop.
Yeah, I think for me, it was like my brain was like, "Oh, well, you're pregnant. It's okay to do these things. Like,
Yes.
it's okay for me to eat that, like, oh, I'm craving it. It's the baby. No, it's just me not practicing willpower."
Yes, yes, correct. So you see, and so that's the thing. I think being pregnant is just a kind of state where yes, you have to take care of yourself and take care of yourself mentally and physically, but don't let don't treat your body like um as a that's gonna be a bad word, but I'm gonna use it as a bin, like
Yeah.
eating everything just because
Yeah.
we can. No, we can't. And like even though weight gain during the first month is very slow, like when you hit 7 month or 8 month,
Mhm.
when the baby like actually start to grow, then it's like a boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yep.
then it's like, oh, and it's not a time for weight loss. It's just too late. You have to leave it for the for the months after.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was the thing, like what I did. I let myself to have a dessert whenever I wanted to have a dessert, but I
Mhm.
knew it's just like a one-off, and I didn't want to just kind of lose control, because I know like
Yeah.
it's the same like what you said. Once you start, you're gonna have another one and another
Uh-huh.
one, and then it's difficult to stop.
Yeah.
So
Don't
I
let it
was still
become a
trying
habit.
to, yeah. So I was still trying to uh, think positive, listen, as I said, like not to compare yourself to others.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, Being active was very helpful, because that was a very water retention was a bit lower,
Mm.
and I could be more mobile like during pregnancy, and there is less pain for the joints, especially in the last months. And when we are active, when we can move, then we are mentally better.
Yeah. Yeah. I 100% agree. Yeah.
So there is not like I think much we can do during pregnancy, just apart from the work from the things I said.
Yeah.
And every pregnancy has own rules, so we can't predict how much we gain weight. And even when I get questions on a quotes on the Instagram, like, oh, actually I'm pregnant, can you write for me a weight loss diet? I was like, no,
No.
that's not gonna happen, sorry. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I always refuse, because it's not a time for weight loss.
Yeah.
And the more person is on a diet before pregnancy, our body is created to when we get pregnant, our body is created to keep us alive. So the more deficient diet we have before we get pregnant, the more we gain
Interesting.
weight.
Hmm. Okay.
So my friend, she was actually starving herself,
Mhm.
and since she got pregnant, she like literally blew up like a balloon. Water
Mm.
retention, because body knew like
Yeah.
she was starving herself. So everything she ate since then, it was stored for keeping baby alive, for creating a little human, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think like that was a few things which was very helpful for
Yeah.
me.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, we're out of time. I feel like we could just keep talking about this all day. Let us know where we can find you on social media.
So on the Instagram, my account's name is Healthy Balance Agata T, and And it's the same on Facebook.
Thank you for being here with us. Say what I want you to say.
I know, Mom.
I know, Mom. Okay, that was good. Thank you. Visit www.philology.net to check out our workbooks, autobiography, receive our weekly wrap-ins, monthly blog emails, and much more.